1975. The rain over London felt heavier that winter, not because of the weather, but because of silence. Inside a small studio on Trident Street, 4 men sat in exhaustion. The label wanted another hit. The world wanted something easier. But Freddie Mercury wanted something else entirely. Something no one could understand yet. The band was nearly broke. Their manager had doubts. Radio executives had rules. And still, amid the cigarette smoke and hum of tired amplifiers, Mercury began sketching a song with no chorus, no logic, no limit. A song that whispered of guilt, death, and freedom, all in one breath. Was it madness or revelation? Even his bandmates didn't know. But sometimes, the line between disaster and destiny is just one trembling note away. He closed his eyes. Let's try it. And the first chords of Bohemian Rhapsody were born. Fragile, strange, impossible. No one knew it yet, but this would be the song that saved them and changed music forever. Stay until the end. You'll understand why this song still lives. There was no grand plan, only obsession. Mercury sat alone at his piano in the small flat on Holland Road, candle burning low, stacks of scribbled lyrics scattered like confessions. Is this real life? Is this just fantasy? The question wasn't for the world. It was for himself. He built the song like a cathedral, verse by verse, emotion by emotion. Guitar, opera, ballad, rock, all colliding in a storm that made no sense to anyone but him. Brian May remembered nights when Freddie hummed entire choirs, arranging every harmony in his head. He didn't hear instruments, May said. He heard universes. Every word carried a wound. Mama, I just killed a man wasn't a line of drama. It was Mercury's private mirror, reflecting guilt, desire, and freedom intertwined. They didn't have technology, only tape. Dozens of reels stacked to the ceiling. Their voices layered so high that the machines nearly broke. But genius doesn't care about limits. It only asks, how far will you go to make truth sing? By the time dawn came, Mercury was drained. But on those tapes, something eternal had begun to breathe. When the band brought the finished track to EMI, the room froze. 6 minutes? No chorus? What is this? The executives laughed. Radio won't touch it. But Queen didn't argue. They simply walked out. Freddie's eyes gleamed with quiet defiance. They'll play it, he whispered, because they won't be able to ignore it. In an era when singles were supposed to be short, safe, and radio-friendly, Bohemian Rhapsody was pure rebellion. It broke every rule, a miniature opera inside a rock song, shifting from tenderness to thunder within seconds. Some called it career suicide. Others called it madness. But Queen knew something deeper. Rebellion isn't about shouting louder. It's about refusing to shrink. They fought for it, risked everything. And when no one would release it, they turned to an unlikely ally, DJ Kenny Everett, who played the song on air just once. He played it again and again, 14 times that weekend. The world listened and couldn't stop. The song spread like fire through cold November streets, carried by disbelief and wonder. Sometimes, the only way to change music is to dare the world to laugh first and keep singing anyway. Phones rang across London radio stations that night. Play it again. People didn't know what they'd just heard, only that it felt alive. The song spread like rumor and revelation at once. Taxi drivers hummed it. Teenagers sang it in schoolyards. Families turned up the volume just to feel the guitar solo echo like lightning through their living rooms. Then came the video, part performance, part mystery, long before music videos even had a name. Four faces in diamond light, gazing into eternity. It wasn't a gimmick, it was prophecy, filmed in just a few hours and destined to redefine how the world saw sound. By Christmas, Bohemian Rhapsody sat atop the charts for 9 weeks straight. But numbers could never measure what it did. It broke open the walls between genres, between sound and emotion, between artist and audience. Everywhere people argued about its meaning, angels, guilt, love, fate, and yet they all kept singing. That was the miracle. It made complexity feel human. Somewhere, in that 6-minute symphony, the world heard itself, its doubts, its prayers, its longing to be free. It wasn't supposed to work, but truth always finds its way, louder, braver, and forever unforgettable. Time passed. The world changed. Yet Bohemian Rhapsody never left. When Freddie Mercury died in 1991, millions mourned in silence. Radios played his voice like a farewell that refused to fade. The song returned to the charts, as if the universe itself wanted one last encore. And when the 2018 biopic revived his story, a new generation discovered what their parents once felt: awe, confusion, wonder, tears. The film didn't just tell the story, it reopened the wound and the beauty. In cinemas across the world, strangers sang together. Old fans wept quietly in the dark. Teenagers who'd never owned a vinyl whispered every word as if it were prayer. Because Bohemian Rhapsody isn't a song anymore. It's a ritual, a reminder that art can outlive its maker, that pain can turn into harmony, that death can echo as melody. Freddie once said, "I won't be a rock star. I will be a legend." And he was right. Not because of fame, but because his truth still breathes. Every time that first piano note plays, somewhere, someone still pauses, just to feel alive again. That's not nostalgia. That's eternity set to music. You've heard it 1,000 times. In your car, on vinyl, through headphones in the dark. Yet every time, something inside you still trembles, like hearing your own soul remember its first song. Maybe it's because Bohemian Rhapsody isn't about understanding. It's about surrender, to sound, to feeling, to the fragile truth that we're all both sinner and saint. Freddie's voice wasn't perfect. It was human. And that's why it still reaches us. Because beneath all the noise and fame, he sang what we all fear to admit, that beauty and pain are twins. What if music was never meant to explain life, but to hold it? What if that's why this one song keeps finding us, across decades, across silence, across hearts that never met? If stories like this remind you why art still matters, why memory still sings, stay with us. Because legends never fade. They just wait to be remembered. Nothing really matters, to me,